is 9:30. Share the screen. And let's get going here. So 11 people. Woo. Okay, put the chat box over here. And jump on my charts. Okay, so last night's trades went pretty good. We actually got 2 trades out of this. I didn't take it though because I was driving around, picking up my mom. My mom's here right now. She's visiting all the way from BC. And this is the chart from yesterday. We got to clean that up. And then I got no idea why I put that line on there. Anyways, I put it on there yesterday. So looks like the Tokyo range is pretty big today for the NASDAQ. So 7 p.m. right there. Is this one? Yep. So pretty much it's in the Tokyo range. Yeah, so today, when it looks like this, guys, and it's neutral in the Tokyo range, you don't know what direction it's gonna go in. If I was to look at it and guess, I would say the end of our session, like, will probably be down here, but that's totally a guess. It's not like yesterday where I was pretty confident at the end of our session we'd be down here, and we were down there, right? The end of the session. So, yeah, but still, it doesn't mean like, oh, trading's gonna be difficult or whatever. Doesn't mean that. So we'll find our range here. There you go. So probably the same thing all the way up to here, maybe. No, that's 3 a.m. This guy. Okay, so this one has actually taken out. No, it hasn't. So London took out all the lows of Tokyo there, and this one here actually kind of gives me the same vibes. Like, no idea what direction it's going to go in. So another way to figure things out is you can actually look at the 4-hour chart, but we'll get this trade here set up. It's look at those 2-minute candles. It's crazy. But yeah, sometimes you can just glance at the 4-hour chart and look at this candle here, I think. Nope, the 6 a.m. candle, this one. So when the next 4-hour candle opens, sometimes it'll tell you the daily trend, depending on where it opens. Okay. And if this guy gives us a short, it might be really quick here. So we'll have to, yeah, so this is way too quick. I don't think it's going to give us entry. I think it'll be down here by the time it gives an entry. I've been working on a model as well for this type of stuff here. I just don't know if the win rate's any good on it. But basically, the first break sometimes is a liquidity sweep, and then you just get in. So this trade here, like that candle's massive. So it's probably going for all this down there. I'm going to take the model anyways when we get an entry, but I would really like to get in if it pulls back. Yeah, this is not a plus setup anymore. Now it's really high risk, right? It just came down too much. And that's sometimes that just happens, right? When the market's moving too quick there. I noticed a big bullish move on US30 a minute ago. Yeah. Yeah, like this is like think of this, guys. Like all last night, this is more volume in the first 3 minutes or 4 minutes than pretty much all last night. So that's how powerful the New York session is. So for this here, I'm our next candle definitely is going to open there, okay? I'm going to wait, just see if it pulls back a bit, and then I'll get in. I think that's the best thing to do. Because I think if I was to do just get in here, sure, it could come down more, it could make profit, but, I don't think that's a really smart thing to do, is just to jump in there, seeing it's come down so much. Because if this is the bottom, that would suck to just get in like that. So I'm gonna put a little trend line on here, and these wicks, well, this one still has another 20 seconds to go, but you can see it's starting to show signs that it's gonna pull back up, unless this one closes down here. But you can see these wicks here are pretty much equal. But yeah, I was looking at like what are the odds of buying as soon as it breaks on the first break? Because a lot of times the first break is a liquidity sweep, and we could actually trade the liquidity sweep because that first candle that breaks, normally it pulls, goes down and then it comes back up, or goes up and then comes back down. And we could actually trade that. Like that's an actual trading model that some people do, is they just do a 1-to-1 on the break, the first break of the NASDAQ on the 15-minute, like our 15-minute range there. So that's another thing that we could think about doing. Yeah, so you can see this guy here is having trouble. So it's a good thing we just didn't buy, right? When this, because this candle here opened pretty much like right there, I think. Let's go look at it. Yeah, so it opened at the bottom of this one, or actually, I think it was this one here. Yeah, so it opened way down here. I think it's that candle, right? Yeah. Okay, so we'll have to wait and see here. So it's broken that trend line, but it's still really bearish, like it's not pulling back. Ba-bum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Yeah, I really don't like it when it's like that. But I would think it would want to go for all these here. So yeah, I think overall it's going to come down more. And let's go back here. Look at all the fair value gaps there. So it could just be messing with people, trying to get them to go short, and then it actually pulls all the way back to here and then goes down. But we'll have to wait and see. If we get a body, or sorry, a wick lower than this one here, then that shows signs that it actually wants to come down. But if it does like this, and you actually see like kind of a trend line going across, like that candle's good for it to go down more. There. But yeah, I think we should leave this alone for now. I think that's the smart thing to do. This guy here still has another 5 minutes or so to go. And it's 9:38. Normally we don't really have a trade by now. Anyways, this just happened really quick. That's probably the top of this guy. And 9:30 is around here. Yeah, right there. Okay. So this one, I think we should have our line right there. So I'm actually, for the NASDAQ, I'm going to move my line down to here, because this is, look at all the candles, right? 9:30 is actually up here, but I think it's better we have our line there. Yeah, and that's huge. Okay, so this is good. We didn't jump in there. So yeah, that's kind of what I'd like to see, is it pull back, and then just with the understanding that it could come all the way back up to here. So maybe if it comes up to here, we could take a high risk short from there once it shows signs that it wants to come back down, or maybe it comes down from where it is right now, like around this red line. We don't know. And the Nasdaq, yeah, the Nasdaq, I think we just have to leave alone until we get that 15 minutes, because normally the 15 minutes gives us our high, the first 15 minutes of the Nasdaq. This could be the high here, and it could just come down and go sideways, but it's probably best that we wait. Let's put a little trend line on this one. We'll just see what happens there. Okay. And I'm gonna just continue trading on my 25K account today, and then, I have to do 1 trade on my 150K, test phase there because I have to do 1 trade. I think it's every 5 or 7 days or something. So, I gotta do a trade on it. So I might log into it, like, in the session to do a trade on. Okay, so here we go here. This guy's coming up, and it's at the red line. Let's look at our 15-minute chart. So that candle there is super neutral. Okay, so if we get a body open above here, you could take a high risk buy to that black line because if a body opens there, the odds of it going up is higher than it going down. And this guy here, I'm not going to touch for another 3 minutes or so, but we could get a short in the NASDAQ, possibly. Okay, so this is more along the lines of what I'm watching is US30. I'm just going to glance at gold here really quick, kind of back out and look at it. So gold's been coming down for a while, right? If you look at the overall big picture of it. So I think gold is actually starting to have a reversal on the higher time frames, possibly. Okay. Because I know a lot of you guys like gold, eh? I noticed that when you're trading on your own, um, like after the session and stuff, a lot of you guys trade gold. Okay, so this here is kind of showing signs that this might be a top and then it comes over, but still, this is a new candle, right? So we don't exactly know yet. But yeah, basically what I'm doing here is I'm watching the wicks and I'm just seeing what's happening with these wicks. Like if this next candle opens and this wick here is lower than that one, then that shows signs that it actually wants to come back down. There, so we will get a trade out of this. This looks exactly like. Remember yesterday we got a short out of this. That's kind of what it looks like. The Nasdaq. Okay, so there you go. It's kind of creating equal highs now. So it still could come up to here. And then I think what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna move these lives. I'm gonna add an extra 5 minutes a day to them. Um, okay, so this, yeah, you see it's going up there now. Um, I kind of feel a little bit rushed when I get on at 9:30. There, so I think I'm still gonna make them to 10:30, but I think I'm gonna start at 9:25 there. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do that because but during the school year I can't do that because he gets on the bus pretty much at 9:30. I gotta watch him, make sure he gets on the bus. Um, okay, so this guy took this out, but yeah, school's out, so pretty much I could start whenever I want. And so I want to look for signs that it's going to turn back over now. I guess we could leave that trend line on there. I don't think anyone took that long trade because we never really got like this. That's the body open above the line, right? Because it's so bullish. The candles are so big. I don't really feel it's going to go for that right now. I think that it'll turn over. NASDAQ looks like it's going to give us a short here. Uh, so we could take this trade, and it's probably going to come down to the VWAP. So I think I'm going to take that trade, guys. It's high risk though, eh? This NASDAQ sell. So I got in a short here. We'll see what happens with that NASDAQ. And once again, I'm not trading on like huge lot size or anything. Okay, so I don't like that. I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna get the heck out of that trade, and then I'll get in again there. I just don't like this. So I took a loss on that, but it's really small lot size, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, because this thing could break it. I shouldn't have done that actually. It's 9:45 right now, but this just reminded me too much of yesterday. Okay, this guy here showing signs that he wants to come down. So maybe we'll take a short in that there. Boom. Okay, so I'm going to try the short here. And this guy here, guys, it still could overall come down. You know, it is some sort of resistance, but it could break out and give us a long. So we don't really know. Let's look for a target on this. And this guy down all the way down here. So get ready to get out of this trade. Okay, that's good. 180 bucks. I'm just going to take the profit on this guy. Anyways, made back way more than what I lost over here because I just traded that on one lot. But overall, I think that's the target there. But I got out just because the bottom of the Tokyo session there. Because who knows? It could just go sideways here. Like look at this one. This one's just going sideways. Okay, I'm gonna mark this first trade here, guys. I shouldn't have taken it, but I was just like, oh, that looks like yesterday. So my brain just took over. But I'm gonna mark it down as a loss, our first trade, because that was I did actually take it. And then our second one was a profit. But yeah, it still could give us a short here. Like it's obviously having a problem at this level. This guy. So that was perfect, eh? That sell. Holy smokes. Still though, I think it'll come down to there maybe. And this guy here, let's go to the 15-minute and just look and see what the heck is going on with the NASDAQ. Yeah, it would make sense for it to go up and take this out, but who knows? Um, yeah, so I'm gonna mark off these highs. So this high here, and then this is a huge 15-minute fair value gap. I'm not saying, hey, it's gonna go up there. I'm just marking those off so I know if it does give us a long position, then we can, we'll have our targets there. And I think it's back down to where we could have, yeah, yeah. So this is the candle that I actually sold on. So yeah, it's still showing signs that it doesn't really know what it wants to do. If I was to guess, of course, you saw me put the lines on there, so I think we're gonna get a long out of it. But honestly, guys, I don't know what's gonna happen right now. As I was saying at the start, the market's really neutral. So we just need to wait for like an institution's gonna step in and then they'll push the price in a direction, right? Like right now, they're just letting everyone fight basically. These are just buyers and sellers fighting it out and then a big boy will step in and then we'll actually get a good trade here. And US30 is doing that sideways action. So we'll probably get a wick down to there. Um, yeah. The waiting game. So we're going to Great Wolf Lodge. You guys can go Google that. It's like by Niagara Falls. So it's pretty much on the border of Canada and the US. My mom's here. We're going to go there next week. So that's where I'll be doing the lives from next week. And it's really cool. I'll take a bunch of pictures. It's like I guess they kind of have it as like the Canadian experience type thing. It's all like it looks like a huge like wood cabin. It's crazy. We went last year as well. It's massive. We have it's a chain, Great Wolf Lodge? I didn't know that. You live in the US, don't you? Yeah. Oh, I thought it was just a Canadian thing because it looks so Canadian, like, it's like a massive log cabin. But anyways, it's an indoor, water park. I think it's the biggest one in Canada. So your guys that you have in the US, they must be massive, those things, because everything's bigger in the US, eh? That's a nice place to go. Yeah, we went last year. Um, oh, so you have a massive one too, yeah, but I bet it's bigger than the one we have because everything's bigger in the US over there. Like, you're in the US, right? I don't know where this island is. I am, yeah, that's what I thought. Um, I'm talking to Scott, if you guys don't know, in the chat. Uh, okay. So still, guys, it's telling us not to trade. Um, it's the smallest state in the US, the island that you're on. Is it an actual island or they just call it island? No. Oh. Um, oh, they just call it that. Okay. Yeah, we don't have a trade yet. We got oh, there you go. Okay. So let's hope this is not a liquidity sweep. We get a nice entry. Go back to the NASDAQ. And gotta wait for that body to open, and hopefully it doesn't do what the US30 did to us and just take off and not actually give us a trade setup. Because yeah, this is what I'd like to see. Is it go all the way up there? Um, I'm gonna do this trade with 2 lots. I'm on the 25K account, so I'm gonna use 2 lots if it gives us our entry. And this guy, so this guy decided to go up US30. So I think here, let's just take that line out. Okay, we'll add a trend line to this. Still hasn't given us our entry, but yeah, it's bullish. Yeah, I'd really like to know, like, what is the win ratio if we just as soon as it breaks the line, we just do a buy? Like, what would be the win ratio? You know, like, even taking a trade from here to here, like, just within this candle, you would make profit. And normally when it breaks, it's gonna wick up and then it'll come right back down, right? And even if it's a liquidity sweep, normally you can get out within 2 candles, like the break candle and then the next candle. Okay, so we're probably gonna get a trade here, guys, in the NASDAQ. Okay. So we'll just wait. Okay. I think I'm gonna take that. Okay. I'm just gonna get in with my 2 lots there. Okay. On this NASDAQ trade. Because this wick here, it is kind of equal high, so it's not that great of a candle, but I do feel it's gonna go up. I don't really feel this is gonna just be a liquidity sweep just because it went sideways here for so long. But we could come down to the line here. I don't think there's any oops. Oh, there is a fair value gap way down here. Okay, let's put this here and we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Yeah, but if I was trading by myself, guys, I think I would I think I would test that model out is to buy with the session opens, you find your range, 15-minute range, and then you buy at the break and then sell like within that candle. Or if it's really bullish, then maybe even hold for the next candle there. Okay, so this is pretty much at our around the entry. It's in like a little itty bitty bit of profit. But yeah, I don't like this, how these are all equal. But it did go sideways for a while, so we could actually get a push up. But yeah, if we get a body, if it comes down, guys, and we get a body open over here, I think I will get out of this trade just because of all these equal wicks. And then today would definitely be a well, I don't know if you could say bad day because that first trade was just stupid. There, I didn't even wait for my model. I just kind of I had like a minute left to go, and I was like, "Oh, it looks like yesterday," and then I got in. Okay, that's good. So this is good, looking good here. Going, going, going. And I hope it just pops and pushes up there. That'd be nice. Feels like it wants to just pop up. Okay, I'm gonna actually set my sell right around here, just in case it pops up and then comes back down. And then I'm gonna readjust my trend line because obviously this is it went sideways there, but yeah, it should be good. So probably like that. Okay, that's good. And yeah, it feels like it just wants to pop up there, but it's not. Just hanging around. I think when we get up here again, I'm just gonna get out of this thing. You can stay in if you want. It's probably gonna go up there, but my account's so small that it's like it's already at 84 bucks. I made 160 or whatever or 80 or something on the last trade. And then the first one I was just on one lot, like the stupid trade I did. So my pretty much more already over 200 something dollars of profit, right? So yeah, I got out of this trade here, guys, but I think it's gonna go up here. Um, it's a pretty good trade. Okay, so I'm gonna write that guy down as profit. Okay, so we got 3, and then I gotta remember the first trade was a loss. So there you go. And then I'll write down today in my journal, like, what were you thinking? Why did you take that trade, the first one? Like it didn't even make sense. Like the 15-minute model I'd have to wait for, and then I wait for a break. But I know why I did it, and I even talked about it in the video, was that my brain was like, oh, that looks like yesterday, and you got a good short out of that. Go short, you know? And sometimes that happens, guys. Like I've been trading for over a decade now, pretty much. And still I made like just such a stupid mistake. Like, yeah, so things like that happen. So this one here, it really like I still feel like it's just gonna go boop like that. So I would set your take profit, you know, like I had my take profit, I think around in this area here. And then I just decided to sell because it was like already up 80 bucks or whatever. So I got out because I'm trading on such a small account, right? 25K. Yeah, but if you get a body open on the other side, just get out of the position. It could come all the way back down to here and then actually go up. Here, let's look at this. Yeah, because you have your fair value gap way down here. So it could come like that and then go up to it. Or it could come down to the green line. This is so strong. The support in here. Okay, there you go. That's good. Yeah, so now I'd be thinking I'm gonna get out anytime. That's what I'd be thinking if I was still in the trade. Just anytime now, get out. But this was a little grab of liquidity. So I think this is still on the table, guys, is for it to hit that line. This is not a fair value gap as well. This is a previous high. So it could be that's why I had my take profit like pretty much where it is because there could be a fair value gap within here on like a 15-second, 1 minute chart, and it might actually not touch that. And then this up here is the 15-minute fair value gap, which, if we get a body open above here, this could be the next trade. There, so it touched it. So I'll have to see what happens here. Here, I'll show you. It's this guy. Oops, way back here. Way back there. You kind of see it's really small. That candle right there. And then this is a 15-minute fair value gap. Right here, see? Like that. So it'll have problems in this area. So selling here is like, pretty good. Okay. Yeah, if it's gonna pull back, I think it's gonna do it here. Or if we get a body open above, then it could go up, but it's gonna have problems within this area there. Okay, so let's go look at so we've done 3 trades. The first one, gonna have to count it as a trade. Then I'll just write that down in my journal. Okay, so this is showing signs it wants to do a short, but we have that fair value gap here. We got the VWAP right there as well. Okay, maybe we just do a fun one lot short there, just for the hell of it. Do I want to do it? Yeah, sure. Let's just do it. Oh, drop the lot size on that guy. Okay, I'm just taking this one really quick. I'm actually going to get out at the VWAP. It should touch the VWAP. And, oh, okay, I'm going to set my so I set a I set a buy, which is like to get out of the trade at the right around here, just below where that bottom wick is. Sorry guys, I'm losing my voice again. Oh man. That sucks. It didn't take it out. Anyways, I'm gonna get the heck out of that trade. Oh man, it went so close to it. Jeez. I like my sell was about here. It didn't touch it. Okay, so that trade there, I'm just gonna put that down as a loss too, because I did actually take a loss on it, but it's one lot. So I lost like 12 bucks or whatever. Okay, now this guy here. Okay, so that one pretty much did exactly what we were planning. Hit that and then came back down. This guy here is now taking out this. So if we get a body open above here, um, that's actually an A plus setup. So I'd up my lot size for that trade if we get it. And this guy probably it's either going to go up or we'll just get some sideways action here. We'll see what happens. But you could, if you get a body open here, you could take another long in the Nasdaq there. But remember, this is a 15-minute fair value gap. So throughout here, it could just stop and turn back down because there's a lot of resistance in here when we looked way back to the left. And this guy would be like that. And then we'll change this to green there. This one could be a double top. Like I'd have to wait for the body to open above the green line, and then that would be our trade for US30. This one. So we could add a trend line to this. And then if we get a body open here, it's same situation as this trade, right? And you could take that. This guy's struggling. Man, he actually might come down. If we get a couple candles here that are bearish, he might come down to the fair value gap and actually take that thing out. Or it could do what the NASDAQ was doing earlier and just go sideways here. Okay, so this next candle, you could get a long position in here. So I think I might take that trade. But I'm trading on one lot now, guys. Like I've done my 3 trades, right? So just to let you know. Okay, so there's my buy in the NASDAQ. And then also I have in mind this area, there's a lot of resistance here. So it could just go sideways. If it just goes sideways, then I'll just get out of the trade. I'll try and get out at break even or just take the small loss. It's really slowing down now. Okay, so I don't really like that, but we don't know until the next candle's open because this one here didn't go higher than that one. And then now this is like a neutral candle. It's got 13 seconds left. So it might go sideways. To wait and see. This guy's back down to um, around where we're trying to get a. I pretty much had my take profit at the bottom of that candle. It just never made it exactly to it, which kind of sucked. This guy here, sideways action. So I'm going to get out of that trade. I'll just take the loss on it, even though it's a one lot. It doesn't really matter. But anyways, that's the fifth trade. So today, not doing that good, guys. We've had more losing trades than winning trades there. But you got to play the model. If it breaks the trend line, you just got to get out, right? Like, sure, the trend is up. It'll probably go up to here, but there's no point sitting at trade because it could come all the way back down to here and then you blow your account. So just get out. Like, this is probably the trend line. Is this? It's probably something like that. So this one could come down to here and then continue up and then it'd make a new high like that. Okay, I'm going to delete this line because it was a high, previous high that got taken out. And that one would have actually been the take profit on my trade there. So yeah, we're getting neutral. So this is telling us not to trade. We have to wait for a break of that. Um, this guy here, yeah, I wouldn't really touch the NASDAQ anymore. Let's look to see gold. Gold is just, yeah, gold as well as bullish, but it's kind of going sideways. Ooh, actually, there's a trade here in gold. Mm, no, I don't like it. It's still the trends, it's kind of trending down, but it could break out and go up. Yeah, no, I don't like that. Like on the 15 minutes, probably just neutral candles and stuff. Let's see this. Yeah, so you'd have to pretty much it'd have to break above like around this area and then you take your long position. It's probably going to want to take out these today, maybe. So I don't know. We'll leave the line on there and we'll see what happens with that. This, you could do a high risk buy if we get a wick down to this line, because I'm pretty sure this is the trend line, which it's actually going on there. But yeah, there's a ton of resistance through here. When we look to the left, there's a ton of resistance through that area. This guy here is a mess on the 15-minute. Okay, and it looks like it wants to come down to fill that fair value gap. Yeah, so this is telling you not to trade here. There you go, it just broke it. So we'll see if it goes back up from here or if it continues going down. If it continues going down, we could probably get a short out of this. It's just you're trading against the 15-minute chart, right? But you could be selling the top and then we come down and take this out like later in the day, right? So today was one of those days. So a lot of losing trades, but pretty much first trade was the stupid trade. Second trade was good profits. Third trade was like good profits or okay profits. Fourth trade dropped the lot size to one, so barely lost anything. Fifth trade dropped the lot size to one, barely lost anything. So it's still in profit, but Yeah, there's more losing trades today than winning trades. You know, for me, guys, this 3 trade rule, like, really freaking works. Like, just drop your lot size or stop trading at 3 trades. You know, like, if you had have done the 4th and 5th trade on just normal lot sizes or, like, upped your lot size because you had a loss in the 1st trade, you probably would be down today. Like, you probably wouldn't be making money right now, right? Like, your account would be down. So, you know, this kind of stuff you need to write in your journal. Like, when you make mistakes, you need to write it down. Like, I'm gonna write that 1st trade down, you know, and then I remember not to do that again. You know, like, wait for your models. If your brain's telling you, "Oh, look, it's doing this. It did this yesterday," and you got a short out of it, um, but then, you know, I jump in there and it's not 9:45 yet, then I'm breaking my model. So, yeah, this I wouldn't touch this. It broke the trend line, but then it's having problems coming down. So it's probably we're just gonna get some sideways action here, you know, around this area. So if we go here, actually, I'll show you. If we go like this, and then we go way back in time, you'll see on the 15-minute chart, I think, no, we were on the 1-minute chart. And we go way back in time, that's the area that it like really struggled. Wait, that seems huge. No, I guess that's it. Back here. See? Right in this area. That's when it struggled. And then once it broke above that, it broke out. Or sorry, it broke down. But we would break out if we get above this red line. Pretty much it should be like that. If we get above this red line, this will be a nice trade. So that's what I'm looking at there. Because it's not going to really have too many problems from here to here. But within here, it had problems, right? Coming down, it kept on like, finding support and going back up. So it'll do the opposite when it's going up. It's going to have problems at this level. All right. Zoom in here. But yeah, obviously the trend was up today. And neutral. Let's get rid of these because that's going to confuse people. Yeah, no trade in the US30. Here, let's look at our gold again. Ooh, okay, so gold did break out, but we weren't looking at the chart. Yeah. So remember we had this line going across we found on the 15-minute chart. Price was like around here somewhere, so it did actually go and break out and break that line. So now it would come down. It's probably going to find support around this area and then go back up. And if you look on the 15-minute chart, there's all these highs back here. Yeah, so see, it took out this pretty much. So it'd probably go all the way up to here today. Maybe. We'll have to see. Yeah, NASDAQ's just saying don't trade. It's going to do something soon, but it's too risky just to click buy here, hoping it's going to go up to there. We will see. Yeah, I wish I had have left my gold chart on the screen. Maybe I should upgrade my trading view and then we could look at 3 charts at the same time. Let's go back here. Yeah, so this here, we just basically have to wait for an actual trade. Like, it's gotta break above this, green line here, but if you look, it is it's still neutral when we look at this. Like, the majority of the volume is through here, right? Yeah, it's gonna I don't know if we're gonna get another trade, guys, in the next 15 minutes. The price is just basically stopped with the NASDAQ, and then US30 is just really slow as well. Here, let's just check this. Yeah, there's no fair value gaps through there. So let's go to gold and we'll look at gold. Okay, so if we get a body open above here, you could take a long, but it's high risk again, right? Be pretty high risk trade. Okay, so it's taking that out. Yeah, gold's really moving now. Okay, so I just wait on that guy. Let's wait and see. Yeah, it looks good. I think I'm going to take that gold long. Oops. See how this goes. And I'll take quick profits on it. Okay, once again, I'm trading on like really small lot size here, guys, like one, just because we've already done our trades, right? Like there's no point risking the profits. There, it's having some troubles. Oh, man, it just went to 20, 30 bucks a profit, and then now it came back down. Okay, so basically I've got, sorry, I forgot to put the trend line on my chart. I've got a trend line like this, and I think I'm just going to get out of this thing here, guys. Yeah. Okay, I got out at where I came in pretty much there. I think it made like 12 bucks a profit or something. Oh, I should have held on for a bit. There it goes. I don't trade gold though, and it doesn't move like everything else. Like, look at these wicks; they're so freaking messy. These two here are nice, but I don't know. I don't like. I know everyone likes gold, and they're like, "Oh, we need to trade gold and stuff," but it's not clean. Like, gold is not clean, guys. Like, look at it compared to the Nasdaq. Right? The Nasdaq's so clean. This thing's like it's like a wild cowboy or something. Like, look at the wicks on it. It's crazy. This is okay through here, but once it gets a bit of volume in it, it's really messy. And it doesn't like fair value gaps. It basically goes for levels. Yeah, laughing. I feel the same way. I'm like, I don't know why people love gold so much. Like it's not it doesn't chart nicely. But I think that most traders, guys, they don't use price action trading, which I don't understand why not. Like it's I like it. Like actually learning how to read the candlesticks, all that kind of stuff. There now it's actually giving you a nice move. Um like personally for me, I'd rather trade something that the candles are easier to read and it goes for fair value gaps. Like it tries to constantly rebalance itself. Gold I find doesn't do that. It Gold's nice to trade though during Tokyo session. Like it's a lot, well, because the volume's lower, right? So it's a lot smoother during Tokyo session. So yeah, guys, if you're in this trade, you could probably stay in it a little bit longer, but I got out of it just because I didn't like it. It's going sideways here, right? But it definitely is in profit because we put that line on there for entry. Yeah. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave this chart. I'm going to look at the US30 again there. So yeah, get the hell out of that trade now, guys. If you're still in there, it's look at the wicks; they're all equal now. Like if this is the Nasdaq, it would probably continue to go sideways, but who knows? Maybe it just shoots up. US30, it's just playing off that VWAP. It's loving the VWAP. Yeah, the Nasdaq's like just telling us not to trade, but it'll do something soon. I think it's actually going to go all the way up here and then come back down. Um, we still have 10 more minutes. We're not really finding. Okay, here I got to mark that gold trade down. I took a break even pretty much on the gold trade. I made like $10 on it or whatever, but um, that one was definitely profitable. I don't think anyone would have took a loss on it because it pretty much stayed around the entry, right, for a while. So we've done 6 trades, but we've had 3 losses and then 2 good profits and then 1, I would say, break even because it just made like 10 bucks for me. Yeah, nothing here, guys. Like, this is just telling us not to trade, just wait. It's probably gonna go for here, and then we'll probably get a nice big candle or 2 or 3 or whatever, right? Or who knows, maybe it comes up, takes out this high, and then it actually comes down. We just don't know what's gonna happen with it. This guy here is totally neutral. He just keeps on getting support off the VWAP, and then it's not breaking out of our um, the 2 minutes. Like these 2 lines here, guys, is 2 minutes of volume, basically, right? For the US30 trade. Okay, if you get a body open above here, you could take a long position in the Nasdaq. It's not that great of a trade though, but if you're just joining in and you're really late and you haven't taken 6 trades like me, you could take a trade. I can't honestly, guys, I never thought when I started doing these that I'd be calling like 6 or 7 trades over an hour live. That's crazy. That's so many trades. Like I know they're scalp trades and they're really small, but that's a lot of trades. Okay, Nasdaq's really trying to do something. Okay, so there it's taking out that high. Let's see what happens here. Does it continue? Okay, let's see if this wick here on the next body that opens, we'll see if this wick is higher than this one, and we could get in a position. Ooh, yeah, and you got to look at the time, 10:23. So I wouldn't be going in with any like crazy lot size or anything. 10:23. So right now, if you were watching before where I went back to the left and I had those 2 red lines, it's probably at the top of those like red lines, or maybe this next candle opens above those red lines, roughly, like around in that area, right? Okay, so let's get in there with our 1 lot. Let's see what happens here. Okay, it's kind of hanging around our entry. But yeah, all this sideways action here, like something's going to happen, right? Actually thought it'd be moving more than this. Okay, it's having a bit of a pullback. And on my trade, this is the trend line I actually have is like this here, but this is probably the trend line for the trade. But I would want to get out if it actually breaks this because this is a pretty big pullback, and then it could actually come down if it breaks that. So it's below our entry point because we had a pretty bad entry because the body opened, the candle was already all the way up there. This candle, right? think it's that candle we got in on. Not looking that good. Anyways, this will be the 7th trade. Way too much trading today. So if we get a body open here, I'm just gonna get the heck out of the trade. And this one is actually it's only one lot, but the loss is actually pretty big on it. If we get that body open, it's the loss is gonna be 45 bucks on there. Well, actually a little bit more than that right now. Yeah. Okay. I'm out of that. But anyways, that was the worst place to get out of the trade just because this is probably the support, but I'm just following my model. Like if it breaks the trend line, I get out. But yeah, this should go up here. This is probably the trend line for the trade is this guy. And this is just the little pullback here. But I'm going to mark that down. So today's trading was actually profitable, but it was horrible trading. Um, more losses than profits. But yeah. And we've got just a couple more minutes here left in the session. But yeah, if you were to trade like I have in the journal, you'd actually have a really good trading day today. You know, like if you came late and you took all the trades when I had one lot, you probably lost money. But that just tells you like you need to show up for the session on time. Um, there, you got to treat your trading seriously, right? Like you'll never be extremely profitable or even profitable if you don't treat it seriously. Like for instance, if you made it through halfway through the course and then you're like, "Oh, I don't need the course anymore. I'll just show up to VIP lives." Like that kind of attitude, right? So this guy here is back up to our entry. Like I said, it's probably just coming down, grabbing some uh, support there. But yeah, it could just go sideways here. But we don't really know. You don't really know. I would love it just to take off, but this would be our next trade. If you're to continue trading, would be from here. Like a body opens there, and then you get in. Or you could do higher risk trades and buy on this trend line. There, we got 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. Let's look at gold again. Ooh, so gold did pretty good with that. Let's see the 15-minute chart for gold. Yeah, so it's taking out that. So I think gold's going to have a pullback. It could pull all the way back down to here. Don't just enter a short though. But yeah, it could pull all the way back down to there and then make another leg up. There. It is Tuesday. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys there's no news today. 10 a.m., right? Just the orange folder news, which really doesn't mean anything. Um, yeah, so you can see there's such strong resistance through here. So probably like in this area, it's going to have its pullback. It's already hit that area, right? So like from here, so it's pretty much hit it. So it'll probably have a pullback from here, and then it'll go up if the trend continues. Like today's trends, like it's bullish today. So that's probably what's going to happen with gold. But yeah, we did way too many trades today. Way too many. Too many trades. Okay, let's go back here to NASDAQ. We'll just glance at it. And our trading session is pretty much done. So when people look at if they don't watch the trading session, they just look at the text, which I'll put for when I upload the video again, they're going to see like 4 losses, 3 profits and they're like, "Oh, oh, everyone must have lost money," but no, we actually made money because we dropped our lot size after the 3rd trade, and that's pretty much where all the losses were, right? Just that 1st trade was a loss. But yeah, guys, I would do your best to show up at 9:30, and then you're actually getting the same trades as me because as I said, like, after 3 trades for me, that's when I start to see that I actually start to have, like, the losses. Like, when I look through my trading journal, it's always the 4th trade, 5th trade, 6th trade, like one of those, right? Normally, it's 1 trade that I have a loss, but today was extra special. Okay, so this guy here. Okay, so that's good. It looks like it's broken. Um, broken out of that. Uh, the volume is really, really low now. Like, there's not that much volume in the market, so it's slow. So I would stop trading. I wouldn't be trading anymore. We can extend this trend line up here. Yeah. So that's it for today's session, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I know it was not super, super great or anything because we had a bunch of losses. But yeah, we dropped our lot size and then we started to have losses. So I feel okay with that there. Okay. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. EST, or sorry, 9:30 a.m. EST. And we'll do the same thing again here, except it's open to everyone tomorrow. Everybody's invited tomorrow. So, and it's Wednesday. So, I think tomorrow what I'll do is I'll just trade and I'll say, hey, we're dropping our lot size just because Wednesdays are normally not that great there. But yeah, hopefully